you doing out here? You don't live in this neighborhood.
I'm not bothering anyone. Keep moving.
Don't tell me what to do. You're loitering.
Officer, do not escalate. I'm working.
Working? Yeah, planning your next robbery.
Undercover FBI. You just blew a federal operation. This will cost your department a lot.
The body cam is shaking as the rookie officer rushes forward. No intro, no explanation, just pressure from the very first frame. A black woman stands alone on the sidewalk outside Willow Creek Estates. Calm, focused, but the tension you feel is instant. Then the officer snaps, "Hey, what are you doing out here? You don't live in this neighborhood." She doesn't flinch. "I'm working. Keep moving." But what happens next, this single ignorant decision, did more than ruin a federal investigation. It triggered national outrage, tore through social media, and sparked one of the most expensive federal interference lawsuits the city has ever faced. $12 million. A shaky flash, her gold FBI credentials hitting the camera frame. Undercover FBI. You just blew a federal operation. Before we continue, where are you watching from? If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. Stories like these need to be shared. But what pushed this rookie officer to escalate so fast? And what did he never expect the body cam to capture?
Willow Creek Estates, Georgia, an affluent gated community 20 miles north of Atlanta. Manicured lawns, luxury vehicles in driveways, property values averaging $850,000. The kind of neighborhood where homeowners associations enforce paint color codes and security patrols check license plates of unfamiliar vehicles. It was 6:47 p.m. on a Tuesday in September. Golden hour sunlight filtered through oak trees lining pristine streets. Quiet, peaceful. Exclusive. Special Agent Kendra Mitchell had been conducting surveillance for 3 weeks. She was 34 years old, 8 years with the FBI's Atlanta field office, assigned to the Violent Crime Task Force. Her current investigation involved a human trafficking ring operating across 3 states: procurement, transportation, exploitation. The kind of case that required months of patient observation, careful documentation, and absolute operational security. The target residence was 2847 Magnolia Drive, a 2-story colonial owned by Marcus Chen, a suspected facilitator who'd been linked to 6 missing persons cases. Mitchell's surveillance had confirmed patterns: vehicles arriving late evening, brief visits, occupants matching descriptions of trafficking victims. She was building evidence for a federal warrant, evidence that required visual confirmation of Chen's movements, license plate documentation, and timing patterns. That evening, she was positioned on Oakwood Lane, a perpendicular street offering sightlines to Chen's driveway. She wore business casual clothing, dark slacks, a plain blouse, comfortable shoes. Nothing tactical, nothing that screamed law enforcement. Her service weapon was concealed. Her FBI credentials were in her jacket pocket. Her surveillance notes were in a nondescript notebook that looked like any professional's daily planner. She was standing near a street sign, phone in hand, appearing to anyone who glanced her way like someone waiting for a ride or checking directions. Standard undercover protocol. Blend in. Maintain operational security. Document without drawing attention. Officer Ryan Caldwell had been with the Willow Creek Police Department for exactly 4 months. At 23 years old, he was fresh from the academy, assigned to evening patrol, eager to prove himself. His training evaluations had noted concerns. Demonstrates tendency toward assumption-based decisions. Should improve assessment skills before solo assignment. But staffing shortages meant rookies were patrolling alone within weeks of graduation. That evening, Caldwell received a call from Willow Creek Security. Resident complaint. Suspicious black female on Oakwood Lane. Doesn't belong to any household. Standing around for over 30 minutes. Residents are concerned.
Caldwell responded within 3 minutes. His body cam activated automatically as he exited his patrol car. The footage shows his approach: fast, aggressive, no tactical assessment. He saw a black woman in an affluent white neighborhood, and his training failed him completely. Instead of professional inquiry, he made immediate assumptions. The body cam audio picks up his first words, delivered with hostile authority. "Hey, what are you doing out here? You don't live in this neighborhood." Kendra's response was controlled, professional, designed to de-escalate without revealing her operation. "I'm working. Keep moving." But Officer Caldwell heard defiance where there was actually federal authority. He stepped closer, his voice rising. "Working? Doing what? This is a private community. You're trespassing." The body cam captured Kendra's face clearly. No panic, no guilt, just immediate recognition that this officer was about to compromise months of work. Her voice remained calm but carried unmistakable warning. "Officer, you need to step back and return to your vehicle. I'm conducting business that doesn't concern you." Caldwell's face flushed. The body cam shows his expression shifting from suspicion to wounded ego. "Who do you think you're talking to? Show me ID now." Kendra glanced toward Shen's residence. A vehicle was in the driveway, target vehicle she'd been documenting for weeks. Chen was visible through the front window. This was exactly the kind of moment she needed to observe, and this rookie cop was destroying it. "I don't have to show you anything. I'm not violating any law. Move along." What would you have done in her position? Let me know in the comments. Officer Caldwell's training had emphasized compliance. Commands must be followed. Authority must be respected. Resistance indicates guilt. But his training had failed to emphasize assessment, the critical skill of evaluating whether authority should be exercised in the first place. "You're loitering in a private community. That's trespassing. I'm ordering you to provide identification or you'll be detained." Kendra's jaw tightened. The body cam captured her frustration, barely contained beneath professional composure. "This is not a private community. This is a public street. I have every legal right to be here, and you have zero probable cause to demand identification." Caldwell reached for his radio. "Dispatch, I have a subject refusing lawful commands at Oakwood and Magnolia. Need backup." Before dispatch could respond, Kendra made a calculated decision. The surveillance was compromised anyway. Chen had likely noticed the patrol car. The operation was blown. So she reached slowly into her jacket pocket and pulled out her FBI credentials. The body cam captured the moment clearly. Gold badge, FBI emblem, special agent credentials with her photo, name, and serial number. She held it at eye level, 2 feet from Caldwell's face. FBI, Special Agent Kendra Mitchell, you are interfering with a federal investigation. Stand down immediately. The body cam shows Caldwell's face. Not recognition, not apology, skepticism and defensive anger. He squinted at the credentials, his voice dripping with disbelief. "Fake badge. You people buy these online all the time." Kendra's eyes widened slightly, the first break in her professional composure. The body cam audio picked up her response, measured but carrying steel beneath. "You people, officer, you need to verify these credentials through your dispatch right now. Call the FBI Atlanta field office. They will confirm my identity and active status." Caldwell waved dismissively. "I'm not calling anyone until you're properly identified. Turn around, hands behind your back." At Chen's residence, movement. The target vehicle backing out of the driveway, Chen leaving. 3 weeks of surveillance positioning about to be wasted because a rookie cop couldn't recognize federal credentials. Kendra's voice rose for the first time. "That vehicle is my surveillance target. You are actively destroying a federal operation." Caldwell grabbed her arm. "Stop yelling. You're under arrest for disorderly conduct." The body cam captured everything. Kendra's badge falling from her hand, Caldwell's fingers digging into her bicep, the target vehicle driving past them, Chen's face visible through the window, clearly noting the commotion. The entire operation compromised in real time. Kendra tried to pull her arm free, not to resist arrest, but instinctive reaction to unexpected physical contact. Caldwell interpreted it as resistance. "Stop resisting!"
His voice cracked with panic and adrenaline. "I'm not resisting. I'm an FBI agent, and you just destroyed a human trafficking investigation. Have you ever seen an officer ignore ID like this? Drop your thoughts below." What happened next was captured from two angles. Caldwell's body cam provided close-up documentation of every constitutional violation. A resident across the street, drawn by the commotion, recorded cell phone video that captured the broader scene. Caldwell yanked Kendra's arm and spun her toward his patrol car. The body cam shows her face striking the vehicle's hood, not violently, but with enough force that the impact was audible. Her FBI credentials lay on the ground where they'd fallen. Gold badge catching evening sunlight. Kendra's training emphasized de-escalation even under assault. Her voice remained controlled despite obvious pain. "You are interfering with a federal investigation. Stop now. Verify my credentials. Call your supervisor. This is your last chance to correct this mistake." Caldwell pulled handcuffs from his belt. "Stop resisting arrest!" The cell phone video shows clearly Kendra wasn't resisting. Her hands were raised, her body language non-threatening, her movements deliberate and controlled. But Caldwell was operating on autopilot. Suspect refuses commands. Suspect challenges authority. Suspect gets arrested. The script he had learned in academy training applied without any critical thinking. He grabbed her right wrist and wrenched it behind her back at an angle that made Kendra gasp in pain. The body cam captured her next words: "I am Special Agent Kendra Mitchell, FBI badge number 47832. You are assaulting a federal officer. Every second of this is being recorded." Caldwell's hands were shaking as he applied the handcuffs. Too tight. The body cam shows metal digging into her wrists. "You have the right to remain silent." As he recited Miranda rights, Kendra kept her voice steady for the recording. "I am asserting my right to contact FBI supervisors immediately. I am asserting my right to medical evaluation for the injury you just caused to my wrist. I am asserting my right to have these handcuffs removed, as I am a federal agent being unlawfully detained." Caldwell lifted her FBI credentials from the ground and examined them. For 3 seconds, doubt crossed his face. The badge looked authentic. The credentials were professionally printed. The photo matched the woman he'd just arrested. But admitting a mistake at this point meant admitting he'd assaulted a federal agent. So instead of correcting course, he doubled down. "I'll verify these at the station. Get in the car." The cell phone video captured the moment a second patrol car arrived. Officer Sarah Martinez stepped out, a 12-year veteran who had been called as backup. She approached, assessed the scene, and immediately recognized catastrophic error. Her voice carried urgency and barely concealed panic. "Caldwell, what are you doing?" Subject was loitering, refused ID, resisted detention. Martinez walked to where the FBI credentials lay and picked them up. Her face went pale. "These are real. She's FBI. Why didn't you verify before detaining her?" She said they were fake. "Did you call it in? Did you check with dispatch? Did you contact FBI Atlanta?" Caldwell had no answer. Martinez turned to Kendra, her voice apologetic and professional. "Ma'am, I'm removing the handcuffs immediately. This was a mistake." "Not a mistake." Kendra's voice was cold, controlled, devastating. "A mistake is writing down the wrong address. This was racial profiling that destroyed a federal investigation. I told him I was FBI. I showed credentials. He called them fake. He physically assaulted me. He compromised 3 weeks of surveillance targeting a human trafficking operation. This wasn't error. This was incompetence enabled by bias." The handcuffs came off. Kendra rubbed her wrists, red marks already forming. Martinez retrieved Kendra's phone and credentials, handing them over with visible regret. Another vehicle arrived, a black SUV with government plates. 2 FBI supervisors stepped out, faces grim. They'd been monitoring the operation remotely and responding to Kendra's emergency signal, a coded text she'd managed to send before Caldwell grabbed her.
Special Agent Reed, Kendra's supervisor, approached Caldwell with controlled fury. His voice was measured, but carrying weight that made the rookie shrink. "Officer, I'm Special Agent Reed, FBI Atlanta Field Office. You just interfered with an active federal investigation. You assaulted one of my agents. You destroyed operational security that took 3 months to establish. And you did it all while being recorded from multiple angles. Do you understand the severity of what just occurred?" Caldwell's voice was barely audible. I thought she was lying. You thought an FBI agent presenting federal credentials was lying." Reed pulled out his phone. "I'm documenting this scene. Every detail, every witness, every violation. Your department will be receiving formal notification within the hour. Your chief will be contacted by my SAC, and you should contact a lawyer. Be honest. Was this racism or ego? I want your take in the comments."
Within 2 hours, the FBI's Atlanta field office had submitted a formal incident report to the Willow Creek Police Department, the Georgia Peace Officer Standards and Training Council, and the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. The report was comprehensive and damning. Officer Ryan Caldwell initiated contact with Special Agent Kendra Mitchell without probable cause, based solely on her race and presence in an affluent neighborhood, despite clear identification as FBI. Despite presentation of federal credentials, despite multiple warnings about federal operation interference, Officer Caldwell proceeded with unlawful detention and physical assault. The incident resulted in complete compromise of a 3-month human trafficking investigation, potential loss of prosecution opportunity, and civil rights violations documented on multiple video sources. By Wednesday morning, the body cam footage had been leaked to local news. By noon, it was national. By evening, it was international. The hashtag Loitering While Black trended within 24 hours. Social media erupted with commentary, outrage, and countless stories from Black professionals who'd experienced similar profiling. The comparison clips were devastating. Black doctors in scrubs questioned outside hospitals. Black professors stopped on their own university campuses. Black executives detained outside their own office buildings. CNN legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin provided commentary that captured the scope. This isn't just about one bad stop. This is about a rookie officer so conditioned to see Black people as suspicious that he couldn't recognize federal credentials 2 feet from his face. And it's about a system that put him on solo patrol after 4 months despite training evaluations noting poor judgment. Thursday afternoon, FBI Director Christopher Wray made a rare public statement. "The FBI takes interference with our investigations extremely seriously. When that interference is compounded by apparent racial bias and assault on one of our agents, it becomes a matter of both operational security and civil rights. We have full confidence in Special Agent Mitchell's professionalism and are supporting her completely." Officer Caldwell was placed on immediate administrative leave. His body cam footage was reviewed by Internal Affairs. His training records were subpoenaed. His academy evaluations were examined. And every single review reached the same conclusion. He should never have been cleared for solo patrol. The Willow Creek police chief held a press conference Friday morning. His statement was defensive and tone-deaf. Officer Caldwell was responding to a resident complaint about suspicious activity. He followed department protocols for investigating potential trespassing. While we regret the misunderstanding, the officer acted within his training. That statement lasted 6 hours before public backlash forced a retraction and apology. Because the body cam showed clearly Caldwell hadn't followed any protocol. He'd made assumptions, ignored evidence, rejected credentials, and escalated through ego rather than assessment. Should rookies even patrol alone? Let me know.
Monday morning, exactly 6 days after the incident, Special Agent Kendra Mitchell filed a federal civil rights lawsuit in the Northern District of Georgia. The complaint was 89 pages, meticulously documented, and sought $12 million in damages. Named defendants: Officer Ryan Caldwell, individual capacity; Police Chief Michael Warren, supervisory liability; Training Coordinator Lieutenant James Foster, inadequate training; and the City of Willow Creek, municipal liability. The legal claims were comprehensive: violation of Fourth Amendment rights, unlawful detention and seizure, violation of 14th Amendment rights, equal protection, racial discrimination, assault and battery, false arrest and imprisonment, interference with federal investigation under 18 U.S.C. Section 111, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent training and supervision, municipal liability under Monell for deliberate indifference. But it was the evidence section that made the case unbeatable. Body cam footage showing the entire encounter, cell phone video from independent witness, FBI incident reports documenting operational damage, medical documentation of wrist injuries, expert testimony on racial profiling patterns, Caldwell's training records showing inadequate preparation, and most damaging, evidence of prior complaints about racial profiling in Willow Creek that the department had dismissed.
The city's attorneys reviewed the evidence and immediately recognized they had no defense. Caldwell's own body cam proved every element of the claims. The FBI's documentation was federal record. The witness video corroborated everything. And Caldwell's statement that the credentials were fake was recorded on his own equipment. Discovery revealed even more damaging information. Over the previous 2 years, Willow Creek PD had received 17 complaints about racial profiling in traffic stops and street encounters. 15 involved black citizens in affluent areas. All 17 were dismissed with notations like insufficient evidence or officer discretion appropriate. Internal emails showed supervisors were aware of this pattern. One email from Chief Warren to his command staff, "We're getting pressure from homeowners about maintaining property values and community appearance. Officers should be proactive about addressing individuals who don't appear to belong in residential areas." That email, coded language for racial profiling, became Exhibit A in proving municipal liability. Caldwell's deposition was scheduled in January. He appeared with his attorney, clearly coached, and provided answers that contradicted his own body cam footage at nearly every turn. "Why did you approach Special Agent Mitchell?" "Resident complaint about suspicious activity." "What specifically was suspicious?" "She was standing on a public street for an extended period." "That's not illegal." "What made it suspicious?" She didn't appear to be a resident." "How did you determine that?" Silence. "Officer Caldwell, was it because she was black in a predominantly white neighborhood?" "No, I don't see race." "But you assumed she didn't belong based on appearance?" "I was responding to a complaint. The complaint said, 'Black female who doesn't belong,' correct?" "Yes." "And you agreed with that assessment without any investigation?" No answer. The deposition continued for 6 hours. Every answer either contradicted evidence or revealed racial bias. When asked why he'd called FBI credentials fake, he said they looked too official, like prop badges. When asked why he hadn't verified, he said, "I intended to at the station." When asked why he'd physically grabbed her after she identified as FBI, he said she was becoming agitated. The body cam showed she'd been calm throughout. Settlement negotiations began in February. The city's initial offer was $2 million plus policy reforms. Kendra's attorneys rejected it immediately. Their counter demand remained $12 million plus comprehensive reforms, including federal monitoring. Do you think $12 million was enough? Yes or no?
The lawsuit had forced discovery of documents the Willow Creek Police Department had tried to bury. What emerged was a picture of systematic racial profiling enabled by policy, protected by supervisors, and celebrated by wealthy residents who wanted certain people kept out of their neighborhood. A 2019 memo from the Willow Creek Homeowners Association to Chief Warren. Our residents pay premium property taxes and expect premium security. We need assurance that individuals who don't reside here won't be permitted to loiter or conduct unauthorized business in our community. Translation: keep black people out unless they're working for white residents.
A 2020 training document titled Community Policing in Affluent Areas included guidance that basically encouraged profiling. Officers should be attentive to individuals whose appearance or behavior suggests they may not be residents. Polite inquiry about their business in the community is appropriate. A 2021 email chain between patrol officers showed explicit racial bias. One officer wrote, "Another complaint about suspicious black guy near the tennis courts. Guess I'll go tell him to move along." Another responded, "That's the third one this week. These people don't get the hint." These documents, official police communications, proved the department had created a culture where racial profiling wasn't just tolerated, but expected. Expert witness Dr. Jennifer Martinez, a professor of criminal justice specializing in police bias, provided analysis. Officer Caldwell didn't act alone. He acted as a product of a system that trained him to see black presence in white spaces as inherently suspicious. His failure to recognize federal credentials, his immediate assumption of criminality, his escalation despite clear warnings, these weren't individual failures, these were predictable outcomes of inadequate training combined with institutional racism. The revelation that shocked even seasoned civil rights attorneys: Caldwell's academy training included only 2 hours on implicit bias. No practical scenarios, no assessment of racial assumptions, no training on recognizing professional credentials from other agencies, just a PowerPoint presentation that officers could sleep through, and academy records suggest many did. His field training officer evaluations noted, "Caldwell demonstrates good law enforcement instincts, proactive about addressing suspicious activity." But the same evaluations never defined what suspicious meant, or challenged whether Caldwell's instincts were based on actual threat assessment or racial assumptions. The Willow Creek PD had failed at every level: failed to provide adequate training, failed to supervise rookies properly, failed to address pattern complaints, failed to correct biased policies, and failed to hold anyone accountable until federal intervention forced their hand.